हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। तो कैसे हैं आप लोग? टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट very important problem. Basically that problem is help to understand the how we finding the maximum pair minimum pair inside the array. और जो today's problem are basically based on the container water with most water. So first of all we can see that the problem description and problem number. So the problem is LeetCode 11 problem. The problem name is container with most water, and the given descriptions of problem is you are given an integer height of length, and there are n vertices lines are such that two in point of the height and the heights. Okay, so first of all I go to approach how we are finding the container, that container having the most water, and how we implement inside the coding, and how step by step process I am going to discuss about the here. So first of all let's start our solving seeing the approach and how we are going to solve this problem. So first of all we see there we have the different number elements are the array, different elements are the heights. So first height is 1, second one is 8, third one is 6, fourth one is 2, then 5, then 4, then 8, then 3, and the 7. And we have need to find the container with most of water. That means we have find the two endpoints that having the more number of water. Okay, so if you see there 8, the height of second column is 8. So we consider the this, if we initialize 1 8, okay, the height is 8, and the if you go through that one by one, that is 8 also. But the thing is, if 8 or 8 in between you can see only the 1 2 3 4, the distance between the only 4. So 8, if you multiply by 8 by 4 only we get 32. But the next in the last we can see here 7. The distance between the first and the last index 1 2 3 4 5 6 6. So the height is 8. If 8 multiply by 6, how much? 48. Okay, understand? 48, but the difference is 7. Okay, I hope did you understand what I need to told. Okay, so basically we are going through the two things. First of all we are see the brute force approach. The brute force approach goes with the I start with for loop, I start with 0 and goes up to array length, and the second in between we initialize one value, that value having the maximum or minimum, that basically helps to store the maximum value inside the array. Okay, and the basically that is used to finding the height and width. Okay, height means what having the maximum height. If you find the maximum height, then only we find the most container water. If you find height, the height is 7. Here the maximum, if water is up to this point, if water up to this point, water will go out, flow out. Okay, so up to this only we can store our water. So that is height of the array is 7, and the distance between this point and this point is also 7. So 7 multiply by 7, how much we get? We get 49, and we see here 49 is our output. 49 is our output. Did you understand? The maximum height, only the maximum height, this point only. If after this point you fill water, the water will be goes out. So this point is the maximum height, and the distance between this point and this point is 7. So multiply and 49 we ever get the maximum answer. I hope did you understand? We discussed both approach, brute force and optimal solutions. Okay, so we start. First of all, once again I explain you the concept how we are going to solve this. Here we see first of all we find the maximum height, then we find the distance between the starting and the ending index, that is our width, and after that we multiply starting and ending, then we get our most container water. Okay, so let's start doing problem. So first of all we initialize n, that n having the length, and we initialize max because we need to find in the maximum. First we start with I, 0 goes with n, I plus plus 1, and we can apply here one for loop. Basically we going to see the brute force approach. We finding the pair, minimum index and maximum index pair. So here we need to find the maximum index pair. Okay, so apply one for loop that also start with 0 and goes up to n and j plus plus. Okay, and now we are going to initialize the height. So height I initialize ht. Then how we find our height? We see here, we compare which one having the maximum height. Okay, so maximum height finding, we use math.max height of I and height of j, and again we find the width, then width basically j minus I. If you find j here and I here, in between the 7 elements are available, so I initialize j minus I. Then we find one current, how much water is stored inside our current. So basically height multiply with width. Okay, and the max is equal to mat dot max of max comma current. If the current having the maximum value, then we return our current here. And let's run. But this is not optimal because we are using two for loop. If we are using two for loop, we goes up to time executed because it's get more time. Now here I need to return max, but I return current. So we see it one a small problem inside that. Six. Basically the mistake inside here, we need to find mean. Then only we get our output. So we have problem in internet. So now again we run. The issues to submission because we are submitting. So, you can see we run our code, but the problem is it's not optimal. Why? Because we are using two for loop. If we are using two for loop, it goes up to maximum time. It's take more time to execution. So one more approach we are using. That approach is basically two pointer approach we are using here to solve this problem, and that is optimal solution that solve the problem only the order of n. So now the time is goes to two pointer approach. So I erase this. For two pointer approach, I initialize one left that hold the 0 and the one right that hold the height of the array. Length of the height minus 1. For two pointer approach, we are using while loop. If left less than right, up to the loop will be executed. So first of all, we need to find the height. So height into width. So first here we are going to find the height. So left and the right. Then we need to find the width. So width we basically right minus left. After finding the width, we need to find the current. So current is basically area, we can told maximum container area. So area, we know the height to guna width, height multiplied by width, we can say the area. And now here max is equal to max of what max? Max and current. Which one having the maximum value, we can return that maximum value. If height of left is less than height of right, then what value we are going to increase? We increase our left portion. Else we decrease our right portion. Whenever you are using two pointer, we increasing from the left side and decreasing from the right side. You can see it. The problem is solved with the optimal solution order of n. Here basically I use two pointer approach, left and right. Find height and width. Why? Because if you want to find the area of the container, then we knew the area of the container is equal to height multiplied by width. So here current we multiply by height into width and find the maximum area. And after finding maximum area, we see if our left is smaller and right is greater, then increase the left. Otherwise, we decrease the right. Okay. So both are reaching at the end, and in the last we are return the upper maximum, and so the solution is optimal. We are using order of n only. So the problem is solved. So thank you for watching. Like, share, and comment.